Hey YouTube, welcome back to another video of the Myth Busting series, where I walk you through some commonly heard phrases or terms, or let's say opinions or theories, and I tell you whether or not they are correct. 99% of the time, they're definitely not correct. If you do find the video helpful, please do drop a like. If you've got any questions throw it, throw them down below. If you haven't already, please do subscribe. Let's go. Number one, the idea that more DOMS, so DOMS stand for delayed onset muscle soreness, so basically how sore you are after you've trained. The more DOMS, so the more sore you are, the better. That is complete nonsense, right? A lot of time people will think to themselves, if they're not sore the next day, or they're not very sore the next day, they haven't trained hard enough. And that's just not true. In fact, if you are finding yourself very, very sore, and your DOMS are bad on a consistent basis after training, then you might actually be holding yourself back more, and therefore not getting as good a results as you could be if that wasn't the case, right? If you've got bad DOMS on a consistent basis after training and are there for a while, that means that you're not recovering as well as you could be. And if you're not recovering as well as you could be, then you're not going to be getting as good an adaptation, right? So if you're getting bad DOMS after training, that's not a good sign. You either need to check that you're not doing too much, or you need to check that your recovery outside of the gym, such as sleep, food intake, stress management, is on point. I would say if you aim for somewhere where you're getting slight DOMS, but they're manageable, not bad at all, then you're probably in that sweet spot of volume. Number two, you should stretch before training. Now, this is more directed towards static stretching. Static stretching before training is not a smart idea. Okay, part of your muscle, the makeup, the sort of properties of it is that it is elastic. Okay, so basically, you think of an elastic band. When you pull that elastic band, once you let go, it comes back. Right? That's a property of your muscles. If you hold an elastic band out for a very, very long time and stretch it, it loses some of that elasticity. It's a hard word to say, I'm not even sure I said it correctly. If you do that, in theory, when it comes to muscles and with static stretching, you're probably actually then not going to get as much out as you could in terms of performance, right? So static stretching actually might take away from performance in training, so I wouldn't do static stretching. However, stuff like dynamic stretching, where you're not holding, let's say, a lengthened portion of the stretch, but you're going through a movement where it's taking that muscle through the sort of extreme ranges and sort of stretching that way, that might be beneficial on some level, but static stretching, holding that lengthened positions, that stretch, is not ideal. Number three, lifting heavy will make you bulky. Okay, now I do feel like this is more sort of thought of when it comes to sort of female side of things, right? Training, weight training, and it still very much is a thought process some people have, right? That training heavy is going to make you bulky. It's just not true, okay? First and foremost, the idea of bulky is subjective, so what does it mean? For a lot of people, it probably means having a lot of muscle mass, right? Lifting heavy isn't going to directly create more muscle mass. It's a long process of different variables over time, right? So lifting heavy isn't going to directly do that. Lifting heavy, though, in itself might actually be very beneficial for your goal, depending on what it is. This is very commonly heard alongside lifting lighter weights for more reps will make you toned, right? It just doesn't work like that. Different rep ranges, different intensities of training all have their place within a workout and within your goal. So there you have it. 3 common phrases or terms or opinions heard that just aren't true. Again, if you did enjoy the video, please drop a like. If you have any questions, throw them down below. And if you haven't already, please do subscribe so you can keep up to date with this series and other videos. Take care.